greeting, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. For the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest pro wrestling news, in-depth analysis of all your favorite promotions from across the globe, and much, much more. We will also bring you exclusive interviews with the greatest professional wrestling personalities on the local, national, and international levels. If you want to follow the Wrestle Talk Podcast, check us out online at www.wrestletalkpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And now, it's time for the reigning, defending, undisputed leader in pro wrestling podcast, the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, wrestling fans all over the world, welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. My name is the one and only Big Sexy, the Road Dog, Chris Rodell, coming to you from St. Louis, rocking out my St. Louis Blues gear as I have been recently, because even though we're not doing so well, I'm still gonna support them. We are, like I said, we got a great show for you tonight. We got a lot of great topics. We're on the road to WrestleMania. NXT Roadblock is tonight. Also, we got a couple of I guess we'll talk a little bit about AEW Revolution this past weekend. But I can't do it alone. I always have some podcast hosts. So first up, I want to welcome in the newest member of the Wrestle Talk Podcast host family. It is the one and only Alpha. 2 weeks in a row, and you are muted. So just so
I know. I was just waiting.
And Alpha's 2 weeks in a row. We got this 2 weeks in a row thing going on, man.
I know, man. We're picking up everybody's slack. What's going on? Like, I know I'm the new guy, but like, come on.
Well, we do like to work the new guy.
The Big Sexy and Alpha hour, you know.
I'll tell you, people are still talking about the interview we did last week with Bruiser Brody's widow, Barbara Goodish, and I know that you're probably still on a little bit of a high from that.
I'm still waiting to tell my uncle because I know he's gonna lose his mind. Like my aunt, like because my family knows I do this now. Like I told them at Christmas, and they were just so. My aunt especially was so excited because she likes that I have an outlet for wrestling because she knows I'm obsessed with this kind of stuff. And to me, this feels like work, but it's the good kind of work. You know, it's the kind where I'm like, well, I get to talk about wrestling for an hour and a half on Tuesdays to the people who watch us and who need it to, like it's like news coverage, but if it was a podcast, it's weird. Like, I mean, it is a podcast, obviously, but.
So yeah, I mean, it is great. It was a great interview last week, and we're gonna have another great interview in our second hour. We got the one and only Mr. Extraordinary Benjamin Trust, who's got a couple of big matches coming up. Real popular here in the St. Louis area. But we have a second co-host. It's not just me and you this week, Alpha. We got a second co-host coming to you from the probably very cold West Coast up in we're gonna bring in the one and only Jay Wade.
Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Glad you could make it, man. We finally got a third opinion on this. Me and Big Sexy have been covering this we had Barbara, but it's nice to have a Wrestle Talk Podcast person up here with us. How you been, dude?
Well, oh man, so it's 55 here in Seattle. The other day it was 32. Last week it snowed about 7 inches from about 6 in the morning until about 11. Power went out, and then the sun came out and melted everything. But the power was out that day until about 9:30 that night. So
that sounds absolutely terrible. But I do know the ups and downs of weather, because yesterday it was like 72, 75 degrees, and it was nice outside, and I had my windows open. But today it was only like 40 or something. So
I'm ready to talk about wrestling. I got a full page of notes for tonight's show. So
I've taken notes for the show before, and I'm so glad that no one can see them because they're unreadable to anybody but me. So
I have that issue too. I very much was the guy where my buddy was like, "Yo, can I copy your homework?" And they're like, "Sure." And then they're like, "What does this say?" And I just look at them and go, "I don't know."
But I know Justin was probably, because Justin was planning on being with us last week because of Bruiser Brody's widow, and he's a big Japan guy, so
Yeah, that was a good interview. It's just, I just watching that interview, and I was watching interviews prior to that interview with her. I'm like, man, I wish she could be, famous for herself. I know, she's always getting asked stuff about her late husband, and I really just wish, she, she wasn't famous. I wish she was famous for something else and not for him. You know what I'm saying? I just wish it
right,
was. Yeah, and
right.
and I'm sure she has no problems talking about him all the time, and because it keeps his memory alive and stuff. But also too, it's probably hard too because she probably misses the hell out of him as well. So it's just it's a blessing and a curse, I guess. So
Yeah, and she likes the younger generations like Alpha still following Bruiser Brody, so she paid Alpha an ultimate compliment. You can see that on our brand new Wrestle Talk podcast Facebook page. We're trying to get that out there. We had a little issue with our other one, so we got it out there. We're gonna try to get everything back up to running. But we're doing good. So make sure you hashtag WTP and Let's Talk Wrestling, and we're gonna engage. And if you got something you want to talk about, throw it in the chat. We'll throw it up there. We're not one to shy away from the hot topics because we got, like I said, we had Revolution this past weekend. Roadblock is going on right now.
I'm watching it right now as we speak. Actually, I got it muted in the background, but this is fun for me. See, now I can make like an event out of it because if it happens during a show, then it's good. It's good.
Yeah, well, we don't want too much breaking news during the show, and we got WrestleMania, and we got new WrestleMania matches, but we can't
got so much going on, dude. Right? It's like this is the crazy part. This all happened in the span of less than like a month. Like remember, we're still talking about who's gonna buy the company, and then we're still not at Mania. Like after everything that's happened storyline wise in WWE, we're still not at Mania.
Right.
we still don't have Hall of Fame announcements either.
No, and
don't.
There was an update on that they're still planning on having the Hall of Fame. They're starting to send out the people that they want to be there. I don't know why the delay this year because usually we have at least the main event person. So I'm sure we'll talk about it. But first, we got to talk about our great sponsors here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. So I would like to thank
technical difficulties.
Royal Mills Transportation, Dewan Mills, the CEO. He'll be on here later with the FWWC segment. Rathbun Engraving. Get those Wrestle Talk podcast mugs, just $20. Nolan's Barber Lounge in KC, Missouri. Kincaid Arcade at the Oak Park Mall. I-70 Sports Media, the one and only Jeremy Carp, the maestro. Little Popeye Designs, those beautiful, nice Wrestle Talk podcast tumblers. And the one and only FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling group. So we got that under the way. But we got one more thing that we gotta take care of that we do every single week, and it is tradition. So we ask that you please rise and if remove your hats or something as we honor the country with the singing of our national anthem. I have no words. I really don't have no words.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yes.
So why is there a shark cage or a penalty box cage in this match? I maybe I'm not having followed NXT a lot. It's Dijak versus D'Angelo. What is it like a death match or something? Or I don't know what's going on. What am I missing?
I just started looking back at the stream because I had to go check on something. I have no idea. Maybe it was that somebody had a group and they were locked in there and then they got locked out because there's a key on it. It's very weird. I don't know what's happening.
Okay,
Somebody,
I just happened to look to my right. And I'm like, why is there a shark cage or a penalty
yeah,
box?
it's on the ramp, thankfully. So I don't think. Okay, he's choking him.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
so glad they brought
Anyway,
that over.
anyway,
Back to the matter at hand here, gentlemen.
anyway,
Right.
sorry.
This is the Wrestle Talk podcast. This
Yeah, all right.
This isn't
Not the
us.
watch
Like,
along
the wrestle.
podcast.
Let's wrestle watch, right? Like,
Let's get to our high spot segment. DJ Money brings us in every single week.
Mic check, mic check. Yeah. All right. Wrestle Talk Podcast. DJ Money. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome to High Spots, where we pop news like lamb chops. We talk shop, coming through the screens of a laptop and non-stop like a runner speeches of blacktop. We hit hard like chair shots and backdrops. Like a clock flash, feel like a barely flop. Now that's hard. We up to speed while they stay slow. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Now they know we about to start the show.
And apparently, it is a jailhouse street fight, is what we're watching right now. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means. But hey,
hey, I need your opinion. Can y'all hear the audio from my laptop with this?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay,
really well.
Then. My bad.
You sound good. So,
I meant the stream, like the pay-per-view.
No.
Oh no, I can't hear any background. Yeah.
What about now? Hold up. Sorry, I don't mean to do this on airtime. What about now?
Nope. You're good.
Perfect. All right, let's go. Let's get into this. High spots.
All right.
Let's go.
So you know what we like to do? We like to hit the randomizer as long as Jeremy, because apparently Jeremy almost broke it 2 weeks ago. And we're gonna let it play for a few seconds, and then we're gonna pick a topic, and the randomizer is gonna tell us what we're gonna talk about first.
I forgot we switched it to that. It's the melee randomizer.
Here we go.
Why isn't that not clicking for me?
Here we go.
Sorry, it gave me the one, wouldn't let me click it for a second there. High spots with champions new and old set. Where does AEW go with each of them? So House of Black won the Trios Championship on Sunday, and
correct, and I am very happy about that personally.
Yes,
and
for them.
Wardlow won the TNT Championship.
Correct. And I believe here, let me check. MJF retained.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the Guns also retained.
What do you mean unfortunate? Come on.
Let me explain.
We push new stars, man. Come on. It's not a bad thing.
The Guns are not. No.
But this is a good thing. This is a good thing going forward because we know they're going to lose, but now they've had a chance to be champions, and now they can and improve. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Revolution was a good show. It was a damn good show.
I know you were really excited about the Iron Man match.
I loved it. Oh, they beat the hell out of each other. MJF.
I'm really excited to see that.
I'm loving.
I haven't watched the whole show yet.
MJF right now is like a mix of '93 Shawn Michaels, Miz, and Ric Flair, all wrapped up into one, and I love it. If you watch Shawn Michaels in '93 with his run with the Intercontinental title, I'm not a fan of Miz, but it just he rose to the occasion, and it was like overall he stuck with Bryan Danielson. It was good. It was a good match. I mean, it was a good show. So
House of Black and the Elite was a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
I mean, Wardlow and Samoa Joe gave you what you thought they were going to give it to you.
Big man match.
But then we also had Powerhouse Hobbs winning the Casino Battle Royal. So now we're getting him versus Wardlow for the TNT title. And I think that's good just because they were at the triple threat back a couple pay-per-views ago. I forget which one specifically. So it's a nice payoff. And I personally think Powerhouse Hobbs should win. But
no. Yeah, you're right. I think it'd be good for Hobbs to win. I think Wardlow's shine is kind of worn off. It's I don't know. And as soon as he beat MJF, it was just like, Okay, well this is over. This experiment's over.
Yeah, it's probably more because he got injured than he was injured got injured and wasn't able to perform and keep that role going. So but it was still good. It was actually a great show. It went by pretty fast. So even the pre-show match with Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers, that was a really good match too. So I don't know what anyone else thought of it. Like I said, it looks like you're setting up the Guns and FTR. I don't know what you're going to do with MJF. I don't know where MJF goes from here.
The Cleaner's coming back, Omega. I think he's going back to the heavyweight title picture, and I think he is. I think he's going back. There was a post with him and that manager of his,
Don
saying,
Callis.
Yeah, it's time to get serious or something to that effect. So that'd be kind of interesting to see Omega going after MJF.
Interesting, yes. Correct? I don't know. That's my opinion.
It's wrestling though.
Man, his match with Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. Oh my God, 45 minutes. Oh my God. We're so spoiled this year with these wrestling matches we keep getting.
I agree, especially because I think now we're seeing a shift in the garb in terms of wrestling as like who the front runners are. Yeah, we've had a lot of people who have switched companies, and I think that's been really good for them. And we've had some that have switched companies, and it's been a bit of a reality check. I don't know if you guys think that.
Yeah,
but I think we're definitely seeing a big, especially in terms of booking. I think we're having a lot more confidence. I think we're having a lot of people push for, bigger, stronger looking champions or more defined storylines going forward. I'm glad that a lot of world champions are still world champions like 270 days into their reign for a lot
900, days like Roman,
Yeah, exactly. Well, Roman especially, but like what's his name? Josh Alexander in Impact. I might be wrong, but
yes, Josh Alexander is the champion in Impact. Yes.
Yeah, he's giving me it. I love it. I love him too because he's giving me old school Kurt Angle vibes with his whole demeanor. I love the headgear.
It's good to see him being like, a company being confident enough to see their champions going through, and us, like you said, we're spoiled. Like we're getting this main event level caliber stuff.
We have top tier talent in all of our champions right now with Impact Wrestling, AEW, WWE, New Japan. What I get upset about, we don't really hear much from Mexico, like AAA. It's hard to find stuff on AAA.
I've noticed that as well, and it sucks because I like keeping up with AAA. I like luchadors. I think he's not on the show right now, but I think Mata can attest to that too. Like luchadors there's a special charm to luchador wrestling that I kind of miss.
Yes,
and we're not hearing about it.
No, and I have a hard time looking for it, because I don't want to seem like I love Japan wrestling because I like it because it's hard hitting. It feels like they don't do too much comedy stuff, but I think they do. I don't look for that stuff.
Trust me. No, Japan goes hard with comedy. Like DDT, they are Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, and I didn't they have a match with Kenny Omega wrestling a broom at one show?
It was either I know him and Kota Ibushi had a match with a sex doll.
Yes,
it was like a doll, and then there's a inflatable panda that's also a wrestler. I'm not making this shit up.
So no, I've heard about that with someone over there who has like a panda, and it popped one time and it was like taken down on a stretcher, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
They're insane. There's like you can watch compilation videos and like music video style type things on YouTube, but they show some of the bonanza. There's like a fight in a pool. It just looks like you and your best friends back in high school, where you would just do moves that you saw on TV on each other because you wanted to jump, but you didn't want to hurt each other.
So while we're still on the topic of Revolution, there's another question that was sent in that we're going to go ahead and address right since we're talking about Revolution. Ricky Starks and Jungle Boy both beat mainstays in wrestling. Ricky Starks beat Chris Jericho, and Jungle Boy beat Christian. And did anyone know? I want to know if anyone noticed as soon as the casket was closed, how fast that was yeeted to hell. Because
I'm sorry, what was that again, Rodell? What do you mean by that? Can you?
As soon as it was slammed down, it like dropped like immediately, like dropped down to the next level. It was like
I have
maybe
to
it wasn't
watch the
planned.
match. I have to admit I haven't seen all of AEW Revolution yet, but I have to keep an eye out for that because I think it just like went too quick.
Real quick. I think it was good for Jungle Boy and Starks to win their matches.
Gentlemen, it is Jack Perry. This man did not have a badass Hell in a Cell match with Luchasaurus to be called Jungle Boy anymore. He is a Jungle Man, and that man is Jack Perry. Thank you very much.
I forgot his full name. That's why I was going with Jungle Boy. But I think it's gonna these two matches: Jungle Man beating Christian Cage, and Ricky Starks beating Jericho. I think Starks is going to come out more because if you remember a couple weeks ago, he had a intense promo after he won a battle royal on Dynamite with MJF, and I think they're going to put them in a mini program. MJF's probably going to come out on top, looking good, but it's going to give Starks the rub. I think Jungle Man's got to put some bulk on. He's just way too lanky, and it won't be believable, in my opinion, and with some of these guys in the ring. It's just my opinion, but I think Starks is going to benefit more from between the two of them.
I do like how Christian, whenever, because he said he was sent to hell. I can't remember if it was a tweet or something. He said that he was like, thanks for sending me to hell, Jungle Boy, or whatever. And he's like, now I can tell your dad how big of a piece of shit you are. So because as we know, Jack Perry's father is Luke Perry, that used to be on 902 Beverly Hills 90210. So I mean, that's just Christian being a Christian, man.
Oh,
he's so good at being a heel. Like,
yes.
And it's such a specific kind of heel. Like it's like a little bit of some WCW because it feels a little like it's a work shoot type blending, but then it's ingenious because it's Christian and he just knows how to make it work. Like, he's so despicable. Like, I don't know why. Is this offensive? But like, are Canadians really good at playing heels? Like, what is the deal with that?
No, it's really in their blood. It's in their blood to be despicable people. The Canadian. No, I can say that because I have family from Canada, so I can. I'm serious.
I have my cousin's Canadian. It's fine.
Yeah, one of my great grandmothers came to the States via the North.
Really?
Border. Yeah.
I just learned something new.
Yeah, I don't know how they pronounced it, but one of my great grandmother's last names was spelled Benoit, Benoit or Benoit. So, yeah. So,
and up in Canada, it could be either. It could be either one because it depends on what. It depends on what
Benoit or Benoit.
Yeah, it depends on what province you're in because Benoit.
See, we tied it back to wrestling.
Benoit is more of a French Canadian type thing, and Benoit is just how you.
And my mom's maiden name's Beauvais, Bove. So
really,
I have a lot of French on my French Canadian on my side, on my mom's side. So,
anyways, sorry, not to dismiss it. Let's get back to the question.
But
do you mind if I commented on this because I got my piece to say?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say that I think Ricky Starks is probably going to benefit more from the Chris Jericho victory than Jungle Boy from Christian's victory. So.
Why do you feel that? Do you think it's just because Ricky already has a grasp on what kind of like a white meat babyface he wants to be, or do you think it's just because Jack might be a little still kind of beneath him in terms of that he's good when you put him something against and he's good at listening, but can he lead? Can he be a main eventer that we want him to be? Do you think that's what the discrepancy is?
We were talking about this in another group chat I'm in. I'm in for another group chat about wrestling, and it was brought up about.
We got 2 hours to fill. Spill your mind, bro.
It was brought up about Christian. How one guy said that Christian should retire. That he's terrible in the ring anymore, and he needs to go away.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's my Bobby De Niro face. If you didn't know, what the fuck?
And so we were talking about is like Christian was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. He made Jack Perry.
He made him.
He made him. Jungle Boy was a comedy tag team with Luchasaurus. He was a good wrestler, but a comedy tag team with Luchasaurus and Jurassic Express until he met Christian, and then Christian brought it out of him. Jungle Boy wasn't in any title picture, but he got a title match with somebody. He got a world title. He won some battle royal or something, or an eliminator tournament, and got a big title match. So Christian made him, and Christian can move on to somebody else. Jack Perry can go on to whatever he wants to do, go after the TNT title. I'd even like to see, maybe wouldn't mind seeing him in the new Ring of Honor as a pure champion. Or
that would be something. I think that could be an interesting direction to take him. I didn't think about that. I was like, where could he go? TNT title or Mid Atlantic title?
Mid Atlantic. I could see him doing Mid Atlantic.
Mid Atlantic. That would be good too.
Yeah.
I forgot about.
But just think of the match he could have with Orange Cassidy, or if what's his name, Pac.
You know who I'd like to see him fight? Who are you saying, Justin?
Pac, or I think Orange Cassidy's the current middleweight, right?
He is
Mid Atlantic, yes.
Mid Atlantic. I'm sorry, Mid Atlantic. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Probably the middleweight. I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't he called Pac? It's not.
It's Pac.
Yeah.
Pac.
Yeah, he used to be Neville in WWE. Yeah.
Pac.
Man, I love seeing Neville work. I'd like to see a feud with him and the Man of the Jungle right now. So I think that would be a good next step. And in my opinion, I think Jungle Man, Jack Perry, is a modern day Sean Waltman. That's what I'm seeing. That's why I believe Starks is a little more ahead of the game than Jungle Man.
Yes, I agree. So I guess let's throw on the randomizer one more time and see where we're gonna go.
Do y'all mind if I comment about him while we wait? Just because I got so much left to say. I just want to see Jack Perry take on Murder Hawk Lance Archer. Anyways, let's we can talk about this another time.
Wait, why? Okay, before we're not going to just glance over that. Why do you want to see Jack Perry, and Lance Archer?
Because the match with Luchasaurus shows me that his biggest strength currently in wrestling is playing a really good David and Goliath. Because that cage match was fantastic. Like, it was the perfect balance of, like, he's not scared, but he's fighting with all of his heart, even if he loses, because he looks really good in defeat. I think they had the match beforehand, and then he got like cracked with the chair and everything happened. So he knows how to sell. He knows how to look helpless. He's got the Peter Parker effect. He's got that effect of reminding us he's just a little boy, but then we remember he's a wrestler and could probably wreck our shit. So he could have a decent feud with him. I don't know if it would be a long-term feud, but I definitely would like to see them in a match. Maybe with a stipulation, dog collar, maybe something to give it that bit of old school flair, but then also make it a really good bloodbath because it'd be a good one. Like nothing extreme, but like just a little bit.
Real quick on that point, how you said you'd like to see that feud because of David and Goliath. Right now, I think Darby Allin's got that character under control. Right now, they keep putting him in David and Goliath type scenarios.
Yeah, they do, but I think. What I want is like
Jungle
a change
Boy.
out of I want him to take that role, and then I want Darby to figure something out because it's not to say that Darby's bad because I know he's doing his thing and he's going to get a major over, but where does Darby go from here?
I also don't think that Jungle Boy is going to take as many of the crazy dives that Darby Allin likes to take.
No, Darby Allin's the new Jeff Hardy. So
true, but you can have a David that doesn't have to fall off of stuff to be considered a David. So
but
I think
also too. Oh, I'm sorry, Alpha.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
No, I think Jungle Boy could probably be like a Rey Mysterio type. I mean,
exactly, but like done right because they can book him right this time because they ruined Rey so many times. I'm sorry, like they gave him so many matches where he lost, and I'm like, dude, he's not a credible champion when he looks pathetic, and it sucks.
Yeah, he was losing though against some competitors though, like Ultimo Dragon and Jushin Thunder Liger.
No, I'm not talking about those losses. I'm talking about the stuff like Big Daddy V or like Kane. Well, not Kane. What's his name? Great Khali. Like that was.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then the draw with Sabu. Like I know that happened by accident, but.
Oh, here we go.
Anyways, okay, you want to bring us back into this, Chris?
Yes, let's
bring us back in. We've got a lot going on here.
Yeah, I think we're going to be good on the AEW. We might bring it up later on. Who knows?
They can bring us in when they're actually on the show. Anyways,
so we're going to switch to WrestleMania. I don't know if you know this is coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks. So I mean, I think you've heard of this card. It looks like they set up a few matches last night. They set up Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Damage Control versus Becky, Lita, and Trish. And it looks like they set up John Cena versus Austin Theory.
I'm excited for that match.
And it looks like they're trending in the direction of the Usos versus Sammy and KO, because we'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about Sammy whole situation because that's still one of the most compelling storylines.
You mind if I start on this one since I kind of already dropped mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because this is okay. So we've had a big situation and we've had a big opportunity here with Theory, because even if he's polarizing, because there are people who are saying it's genuine heat versus heel heat, blah blah blah. Modern archetype of the fact that he's a microcosm of WWE's problem of booking the guy, the action figure looking character that they can sell, and that Theory's supposed to represent that. But I see something in this kid, and I don't mean to call him a kid. I'm sure he's probably older than me, and could fold me like a chair. But
actually, I don't think he is much older than you. I think he's in his mid-20s, I believe. He's not very.
Then we got to meet up because he sounds cool. Anyways, that sounds weird. Anyways,
Very.
But what I really like about Theory is the fact that he has the potential to really break out as that. You know what? We really thought he was going to be that vanilla garbage WWE create a wrestler type character, and he pulled through. He figured it out. He reshaped himself, even if he was at the disadvantage of it, because he grew up in the WWE style favored and is now in a post Triple H era WWE and has to figure that out. I want to see him succeed at it because he's got something. I think he just needs to, honestly, it's very much a new generation of the OVW call-ups from back in the day. Almost like, not on the level of Brock Lesnar, obviously. Let's reel it back. But the opportunity that we could have somebody who maybe not a world champion, but maybe like a filler champion at some point, or even just the right guy at the right time, or genuine, credible mid-carder who can be something big in the WWE. So John Cena, especially if it's for the belt and Theory retains it, will be the one to catapult him there if they can just make it click. We have the match. If the match goes the way that it should and it tells a good narrative that sells Theory as the big thing coming forward, it'll work. Anyway,
so we this was another point of contention in my other group chat, but was someone said that Cena buried Theory last night, and I don't think Cena buried Theory last night.
They went toe to toe,
right? And what I think is going to happen is Austin Theory on the Monday after WrestleMania. If you remember back a few years, remember when Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania?
Oh, that was
and
it was fantastic.
For us Undertaker fans, the streak shouldn't have been ended with Brock Lesnar, and it's about 60-40 whether it should have been stopped with Roman. Anyway,
It didn't, but when we look at Roman's career in the future, we will remember that it was a good thing, and he's one of the few people to beat Undertaker at Mania.
And you remember the Monday night after WrestleMania where Roman Reigns came out to the ring, and stood there. Didn't say, he said 4 words in a 15-minute promo, a 15-minute segment, and it was boos. And every time he moved his hand to put the microphone up to his mouth, all he had to say is, this is my yard now, and threw down the microphone and left to a chorus of boos. I don't know if you're going to get it to that extent, but I think you're going to get similar to that when Austin Theory does beat John Cena. Justin?
Yes. Okay. All right. So we got this question here. I'm going to start off by saying there's a couple of factors with the Cena Theory match going on here. Okay. So the fans went ballistic when John Cena came back last night. He's got that whole nostalgia thing now.
Agreed.
Seeing him get this win over John would be very, very big for his career. But also, too, he's having a good year. He had a fantastic triple threat match against Lashley and Seth Rollins at the Survivor Series. He had a fantastic I thought he had a fantastic role in the Rumble match itself. He had a good length of time in there. And then
Elimination Chamber wasn't bad either.
Now, hear me out. If Cena does win, it's not going to hurt Theory. I think because you got this is the next, we got the King of the Ring coming up, and I could see Theory winning the King of the Ring without having a belt. So he could, or he could have the belt and win the King of the Ring at the same time. That's going to be interesting after the fact because they're also said they're trying to build up Gable and give him a big push. So in my head, this is going to be interesting in the next handful of months. The match I'm really looking forward to out of that, the most interest is going to be probably the Usos and Owens and Zayn, because right now we don't know Owens and Zayn are together yet. They're showing signs. Let me tell you something. When they finally embrace that the roof is going to come off that arena, when they finally do that embrace before they have that tag bout to solidify their partnership against the Usos, this storyline, the bloodline with Zayn and Owens, it's Oscar level performance right here. And you don't even have to have Roman every week. It just
I think we can all agree it's pretty good.
And
it's good TV.
And even last night when Jay embraced Sami Zayn, that crowd went absolute batshit.
I saw it. Everyone saw it coming, but still, it was great. Yeah, it was great.
And then they go from the highest of highs to probably the lowest of lows. Whatever, he super kicked Sammy's head into the third row.
Yeah.
And they beat him down. I don't quite understand why Cody Rhodes was the one that came out and made the save, but maybe it's setting up
a 6-man tag. Probably.
We're probably looking at a 6-man tag coming up SmackDown or Raw with
Cody, Zayn, and Owens against the Usos and Solo. Yeah. So.
But are we still all in the agreement that we think that Cody is going to be the person that ends Roman's streak at WrestleMania?
Ooh, I think there's going to be I think there's going to be a swerve and Roman's going to retain. I don't know.
I've been solid in the Cody, but
we're at a weird point now because I think after that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was like, I'm at a weird point where I thought Cody was going to be the person, but now I'm like doubting myself that, are they going to try to get him to the 1,000 days that they want him to get to? I mean, I don't know,
because they're saying they want to build Sikoa now to be facing Roman.
Yeah, I just
Solo Sikoa, because he gives me Batista vibes.
He gives me a lot of Umaga. He reminds me of his movements of if you've ever watched Umaga wrestle.
Yes, but he's more fluent, I think.
Right.
Yeah. And I really seeing Sikoa. That boggles my mind, though. Sikoa doesn't have a role yet for Mania. He's probably going to follow one of those guys out. It's just he doesn't have a match. I have a whole list of all the workers for WWE right now that are not involved with Mania, and I guess it's because I heard Triple H wants to have a shorter Mania this year, but we got all these matches, but really I guess they're not going to have Roman defend both nights now. Is that the thing?
It sounds like they're only going to have him do the one night. I think what they're eventually going to do is I think the Intercontinental with Gunther.
Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre hasn't been announced yet, but I think it's going to happen because McIntyre and Sheamus had a stare down at the end of during their segment for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and I could actually honestly see them making it maybe like a Intercontinental ladder match with the six men that were out there.
I really hope they don't. They just make it a triple threat. Gunther, Sheamus, McIntyre. They'll beat the hell out of each other. They'll tear the house down. They tore the house down in the Rumble. Those three were mostly in the Rumble all the way through it, with Gunther having the record now for most time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna dilute Gunther's path, what he's doing right now. I think it's ridiculous if they add those other people that don't belong in it.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's either way. I think you're going to get a good match, whether it be a multi-man match or a 6-man match. But yeah, apparently Hunter is winning the short. It's almost like he's taking an NXT takeover version of WrestleMania, where he's going to do fewer matches, but he's going to extend the time of all the matches. Yeah. There's still some question what's going to main event the first night of WrestleMania. And
There he
Alpha,
is.
yeah, Alpha had a little.
My stream dropped. I don't know what happened. My whole thing, like, it wasn't just this. It was my computer. Like, Facebook was lagging. The stream was lagging on the NXT I'm watching. I was like,
Well, you
what
missed
is
the rest of the show, man. It's about time for us to call it a night, man.
No!
Well, we were talking about Gunther, or
Yes.
and
I love
how
Gunther.
how it's either going to be a triple threat between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, because apparently at this MSG show they're going to do a battle royal that is supposed to take on Gunther, and I think they jumped the gun on that before they just really decided what they were going to do, because if they do that, the opening of SmackDown last week absolutely makes zero sense, because you had Drew come out and say that he wants to be the champion, and then Sheamus came out, and then you had LA Knight come out, and then you had the New Day come out.
Yeah, Kofi injured himself too on SmackDown.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. So if it is going to be it's probably going to be Xavier in it, but I think Xavier's still kind of hurt too. So
I don't know. The poor New Day.
And then they added Karrion Kross, which I have so many things to say about Karrion Kross.
Me too. We all do.
He just doesn't do it. He's just one. He looks weird with the hair. It's just I should.
Yeah, I look weird with the stash, but I'm constantly wanting to pull off the Dan Severn look. So,
but
you will accomplish it, my friend. Just keep at it. I promise you.
It's pretty full right now. If you guys, it's taken over the face, I think. So.
And it's just it's just so weird. There are so many questions still going into WrestleMania.
Yes,
but yet we know so much about WrestleMania. And Seth Rollins, I mean,
Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. They're gonna tear the shit up. So
probably oh my God, Logan knows how to draw a reaction so hard.
Yeah, and
he's
that match
ridiculously talented at getting people to hate him because he gets it.
That match he had with Roman in Saudi Arabia, that I was boggled by how good it was.
He's only had I think he's had 3 professional matches. He wrestled in the tag match, and I think he did wrestle
Rumble.
In the Rumble, that spot with him and Ricochet.
Oh man, the Rumble, the Rumble. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this Rumble, the men's Rumble, was a fantastic Rumble. From start to finish. I wish they kind of would have kept Cody a surprise, though. It's kind of, everybody knew what was going to happen. But no, we got a lot of good stuff for Mania. Like I was telling you, though, there's probably over 30 guys that have been left off of the Mania card. There's 250 right now in the active roster between SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. And
that's a big roster.
And it's just so there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 matches so far planned for Mania. No, I'm sorry. If they have Dominic and Mysterio, do you think they're going to add that Dominic?
I think they're going to add Dominic and Ray.
That'll make 12 matches. So
Ray's can find time for it.
Ray's gonna finally snap. I mean, technically, you don't have Sammy and KO versus the Usos, but you can kind of see. Being a wrestling fan, you kind of see where it's going. So.
Do you see how much stuff we have to talk about? We don't. It's just ridiculous, like how spoiled we are with all the stuff that's going on in the business right now.
And we really haven't even talked about John Cena. The end of his interview where he brought out Cody Rhodes for. I have absolutely no idea why he brought out Cody Rhodes.
It's John Cena. He gets to do whatever he wants.
Right.
So,
and my only
at this
thing
point in his career, he might be able to.
I mean, was that a passing of the torch from Cena to? But
I don't even think Cena knows. I feel like Cena didn't plan it like that.
No.
But,
I mean, you can see that Cena's probably about my age. I don't know exactly how old he
42
is.
or 43, I believe.
I wish I looked that good at 43.
Well, they did make fun of his obvious hair loss in the back, but you know what? That's what happens as you get older. So.
Happens to everybody. I mean, I don't know why people choose to. It's just funny to me that people make fun of it, and it's like, okay, but you don't even look like half as good as that.
Yeah, Arn Anderson's been pulling off the hair loss thing forever, so he's been pulling off since he was 21. Right, and he got away with it. And Cena's 45, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm 47 this year. I don't look anywhere near what John Cena looks like. So, I mean, and John Cena's just a like you said, I believe you call it a nostalgia act. He's gonna come in, pop the TV, get people, viewing the whole thing. So it's just and he's gonna put over one of the rising stars. So that's what he should do.
He's taken the loss. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't think in my head, seeing Cena lose like this. I know it's a passing of the torch, but still, I still think he has a lot of fuel in the gas tank. But I guess because of his career in Hollywood, that he doesn't, he can't really perform and take the wins like he used to. So
right, and it's going to be one of those things where he he just finished a movie, so I'm sure he's got another movie scheduled after WrestleMania. So
supposedly, did you guys hear that he's supposedly tied to do a Duke Nukem movie? He's supposed to be playing Duke.
I read that somewhere. I don't know if there was any credibility to it.
Oh, okay, that would have been funny. I love that video game. So
why are they turning all the video games into movies?
Well,
because
why are they turning all the comic
people
books
keep spending money on them.
I mean, it is very interesting. I think we're also going to get not Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
which
doesn't. Bray's already lost on me. I don't know. It's like a stalled engine. They start him up, and I don't get it. I don't get Bray. I don't know why. It's just not doing it for me. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I get excited when he made his freaking return.
Right. It was built up pretty well. It just I don't know. I'm just it's going to be a very interesting WrestleMania, and like you said, we haven't even had the Hall of Fame announcements, which I wish they would announce, because I do like the Hall of Fame ceremony. That is one of my favorite of WrestleMania weekend, and they're going to have an NXT show that week as well.
They usually have it the week before, right?
No, I think it's going to be. It's actually in California. It's going to be at the same place. WWE is just going to plop into the Los Angeles Coliseum wherever they're having their show at. They're going to plop in there for SmackDown and the Hall of Fame and NXT, and then go to SoFi Stadium for WrestleMania. I believe the Raw after Mania is also going to be in I guess used to be the Staples Center, I believe. But yeah, it's just it's a crazy WrestleMania season. Do you have any other notes on your thing about WrestleMania that you want to talk about? I don't know what you have on there. I don't know what you have on your notes. So
for Mania, I had a couple of things that I wanted to add. As far as just like winners are concerned, because I'm sure we all have our thoughts on who we want to win or what we want to see happen. So I think Asuka could benefit from this. I think Bianca could benefit from this, but I want Asuka to win the belt, just because Bianca does a really good job of playing the sympathetic character who screwed up. And the thing is, depending on the audience's reaction, we can either get good guy Bianca, who does even better because she's trying to fight a monster like Asuka, and you can really make a narrative out of her getting brutalized and being out of her league because Asuka's different compared to Bianca. Or if the fans decide that they don't give a shit about Bianca anymore, you can turn her heel and then see if that can try to add some credence to her character. I don't know if she can go heel, but I also know that she's pretty competent in engaging the crowd's reactions. So, there's something to look forward to in that. But that's just me. And Asuka could be a really big monster with a win like this at Mania against Bianca, especially because Bianca's won so many. Sorry.
And something that just popped into my head that we're not even talking about is Edge and Finn Balor.
Yes,
that's right.
I hope it's Hell in a Cell. I hope at the last second they make it Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell? Would you want to see Demon Finn Balor, or are we sticking
to Absolutely.
Do you think that's what they need to kind of kickstart this feud? Do you want to see Finn Balor win or Edge win?
Either or. It's a win-win situation with these two.
The feud needs to end. The feud needs to end, and the ultimate way to end a feud is in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think the best way Yeah, because I'm leaning towards Finn just because I want him to, but also I feel like somebody's gonna be like, yeah, but Edge will win it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Go ahead.
well, because think about Edge's career up until this point, and I know he's done when he's done, not when I say he's done, but assuming he's got more matches in him, then giving Finn the win there would be good too, especially because I think Rhea should be winning the title off of Charlotte, and I hope both of you gentlemen agree with me on this because I freaking can't stand the stupid decision they made like 3 years ago or whenever when Rhea lost in NXT. And it's like she never got her heat back for it. It's like she won the Raw Women's Championship and then lost to Charlotte again. It's like people are like, "Oh, she's 1-0 at Mania," and it's like, no, she's 2-1 or 2-0 against Charlotte. Period. She looks like an idiot. Like she needs this win, bro. Kill her, please. I do not care.
I never understood 2 years ago why they went with the whole. Okay, I get why they were doing it because they were trying to build up the NXT brand. And then that was the year that the world went crazy. So the match ended up being not in the
not as good as it could have been. And it's like, and I remember that happening. But because it made so much sense to let Charlotte win, because we always remember that we're like, well, the NXT championships are heavyweight titles. So if you win the Royal Rumble, could you challenge in NXT? Do you think somebody who normally is on the topper brand, if we have if we have bigger stars, do you think somebody should challenge for NXT? So it's like that was a cool idea to have happen. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like it was meant to expand, but then it ended up ruining it because Charlotte ended up winning. And it's like, what did she gain from that? Rhea didn't even beat her the second time when they fought in the rematch. That was when Io won.
Charlotte was sent down there to build up the NXT brand, and she did the exact opposite of it.
I don't like it when they send the main roster guys down to the NXT. I really don't. It just tells me
that before.
They don't have. It means they have
New Day.
They have nothing to do with the main guys when they send them down there. That's what it tells me. They have nothing for them on the main roster, so let's send them down there. Yeah, and it boggles my mind, And I want to have a sad face for Mr. Damian Priest because everybody looks like on Judgment Day is going to have a match except him at Mania. I want to do a sad face for Damian. But
I get why they send the wrestlers. I get why they send the wrestlers down to NXT because it gives them experience wrestling someone that's been on TV for years. But yeah, it's kind of like, well, let's send Dolph down because he's not doing anything. Let's send the New Day down. That's another reason.
I thought it was just to give. Because sometimes maybe it could just be that wrestlers don't want to have a full-blown storyline. So they're like, do you just want to work some dates in NXT for some cash? And they're like, sure. Like, maybe, I don't know if some people do it just to reinvent themselves or if some of them are genuinely trying to do a program with somebody. So I can understand if it, from a superstar's perspective of being like, get me off the road. Let me just go to Full Sail for a couple of
months. Almost last.
Maybe take a vacation, come back in a couple months, reinvent my character. But
I take it that you're not really going to be a fan of the Brock Lesnar almost match at WrestleMania either, are you? Are you, Justin?
No, God, no. I think it's a waste of Brock's time. I don't know why he wanted to do this. There's rumors that he's close to wanting to be done with pro wrestling. I don't know. It boggles my mind that they put him in. I hope it's like a 3-minute match. He comes in, destroys him, gives him some Germans, and that's it. I just don't know. Almost doesn't. He has no personality whatsoever. Like I don't know. It's just maybe back in the 70s and early 80s he might have worked, but it worked with Andre. They were able to. He didn't have much of a personality, and he worked. I don't know. It just Brock and almost. I'm pissed about that. It should have been Brock and I would have loved to have seen Brock and Lashley finish their feud. In a proper way instead of that shitty DQ finish they had at Elimination Chamber.
Maybe even a fight.
Whoa,
maybe even a fight pit match they could have had. Where they because
that would have been something cool for Brock and Bobby. That like weird cage match that they did in NXT.
Well, no, they used to have a cage match back in the day. The Lions Den match back in 98, 99.
Yes.
That'd be interesting.
Because
That'd be something they could.
Blackman. So
Ken Shamrock and Owen Hart was one of the people that were in the
yeah,
Lions Den
98
match.
SummerSlam.
And Matt Riddle wrestled somebody in a fight pit match.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Was it we
Seth
could do that?
Rollins.
That would work for them. I mean, probably might as well play in it because we both know that they've been in the MMA, so might as well play to that, even if it's a fake cage. Whatever.
So I guess this ties into what we were talking about. Is the WrestleMania card a strong enough card for a WrestleMania? What do you guys think?
I'm torn on this. I'm really torn on some of these matches. I'm like, these could be just like regular house show matches.
Which matches are you torn on? Which ones do you think will be that, Justin?
Brock almost. That's a house show. That's a house show match to me. Bray and Lashley. It's just not a very strong WrestleMania card from the past, in my opinion. Everybody, it just I don't know. I would have changed some things up, like I'd like to see Solo Sikoa have a match, I was saying, like, New Day doesn't have a match, Nakamura doesn't have a match, Baron Corbin doesn't have a match.
Did Nakamura even come back from Japan when he went over there?
I think
maybe he's just taking a break.
Yeah. Braun.
I mean, we haven't seen Nakamura since before he went over to Japan. Justin froze up temporarily.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen him come back, have we? But wait, to his point though, he was talking about the fact that there was a lot of people that were missing or who aren't on the Mania card that he thinks should be that could take the spot of matches like Omos and.
Another thing we talked about.
Omos, that's how you say his name. I'm saying his name fucking wrong. Almost. It's how do you say it?
Omos, I think. Yeah.
Is it Omos? Is it I've heard it Omos and I've heard Omos. So I don't.
Omos.
I'm probably wrong, but I don't know.
But what I'm worried about is they're going to have a filler match, a battle royal, probably on SmackDown because they don't put the battle royal on the main show anymore. And it's going to have all these guys I've just said. And when I see these battle royals, it's like, oh, it's the guys that the company doesn't give a shit about. So it just bothers me. That's that's my bitch and moan.
They should try to reinvent. This is just me fantasizing, but they should reinvent the battle royale. Just to kind of,
I don't know why. I don't know why they couldn't do the battle royal. If they're going to do a battle royal, why do it on SmackDown? Why not do it on the pre-show of the WrestleMania so those wrestlers can jump in, can feel the WrestleMania crowd,
right, and have a WrestleMania moment on the card. I don't know. It's weird. It's like part of me feels like if they're going to keep it on the night before the pre-show, then they should make it something to get one guy on the pre-show or maybe on the regular card. Who knows? Fill a slot maybe. But if it's on the pre-show, then I'm just kind of like, well, why not just bump it up to the main card? It's a weird effect for me. I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna be one of those things that this is Hunter's WrestleMania. This is Hunter's first WrestleMania he's booking. Yeah. So,
supposedly Vince was at Raw last night in the gorilla position. So
yeah, apparently he was there. I read where he was there to visit with John Cena, and apparently to show off his mustache that he has now. Apparently,
yeah, Vince is he's copying me. So
of course he is, because everyone wants to be like Justin Wade.
Yeah,
so
that's right, the son of a bitch.
He's just got a little bit more money than we got. So
yeah. I gotta start somewhere though.
So. All right. Well, I think we've wrapped up everything.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys a question about Mania, considering you guys mentioned the fact that it was Triple H's. Do you think because it is Triple H's first Mania with full control of the company, as far as we know, or whatever the stipulation is, blah blah blah, it's H's first Mania? Do you think there is an issue of Vince McMahon sticking a match on the card? I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that people have been speculating that maybe the Omos match was Vince's idea. Kind of forced his hand. I don't know if that's correct. But do you think it can suffer from that? Or do you think it suffers from Triple H booking something that might as well be a super card for NXT because he's pumping his people against other people?
Part of it has me thinking that because Brock Lesnar basically said that he doesn't want to work with Bray Wyatt because that's not his style with the spooky, the Firefly Funhouse. I can't really see Brock Lesnar being a part of a Firefly Funhouse. I can't really see Bobby Lashley being a part of it, but with that Mr. Muscle Man gimmick that that Bray Wyatt throws out there, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to justify it in my own head.
This is where I can't justify it. Brock is the attraction of the company. He beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, and now he's in a mid-card match. This is the equivalent of when they put Austin against Scott Hall at WrestleMania 18. After the previous year, he main evented with The Rock in one of the greatest WrestleMania bouts of all time. It's just they don't know what to. I don't know if Brock's just like whatever. Since because I heard that he liked it when Vince was at the helm because Vince, he protected Brock and put him in good storylines. I really think this last year for Brock has been downhill. I really don't like, he lasted less than 3 minutes in the Rumble. He had a DQ loss against Lashley at Elimination Chamber. I'm not too happy with how they've treated Brock in the last year. So,
I mean, could it be a portion? Could it be that they, maybe that's what Brock Lesnar wants now. He wants to, he's the one that's directing traffic. Anything he wants, he's going to get. So,
man, it's such a weird match because it's like I feel bad because I'm holding out hope for Bray, but now it just seems like everybody's just kind of jumping on not the bandwagon because it's rude, but.
I'd love for Bray to be successful. I think he's a fantastic character. They just don't know what to do with him, and the momentum just seems to to chillax as the time goes on when he's there. I just don't get it. So
anyway, well, we covered WrestleMania, we covered AEW Revolution, but we do have to move on because we got a special guest in the second hour, the Mr. Extraordinary Benjamin Trust coming up here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about 3 big events coming up, and maybe he'll show off his muscles to us and make us all feel really bad for not going to the gym today. So, but first, we're gonna bring on the one and only, the CEO, Dewan Mills of the FWWC. Mr. Mills,
Hey.
how are you doing this evening?
What's popping, yo? What's popping? Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly. Have you calmed down from the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl?
Yes, I'm completely calmed down. As you can see, I took the flag down. I'm not. It's down, dog. You see, it slid on me, but no, it's all good. We kind of got the momentum down, baby. What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing good.
I'm just glad I'm watching NXT, talking to these dudes.
Yeah, we're just talking a little bit about Revolution this past weekend, WrestleMania. I don't know if you know this or not, but WrestleMania is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm sure FWWC's got a bit. I believe they have a roadblock event tonight going on. Am I right in that?
Yes, FWC Roadblock is going down right now. John Haas is the agent and GM over those superstars. I got enough people to manage myself, so if you want to know what's going down with FWC Roadblock, make sure you tune in to the FWC Facebook page to get all information. I just walked in my house 10 minutes ago, and I got French fries in the air fryer, so I'm cooking, I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm trying to get it done. But a little bit of tidbit. I will be at AEW March 22nd here in Kansas City, baby. Let's go. Woo!
You better break a sign or something, dude, because now we got to look for you. Man. We got to keep an eye out. You guys, you want to make a watch party out of it? The Wrestle Talk Podcast watch party?
Hey, it's on a Wednesday. We'll figure it out, bro. We'll figure it out.
Hey,
we'll make him look like Waldo.
St. Louis has got in this month before WrestleMania, we got AEW coming to St. Louis as well, and we also got Monday Night Raw coming to St. Louis.
Now, little small caveat, bro. SmackDown will be in Kansas City next Friday. Here's the issue. That is also St. Patrick's Day. If you think I'm going to be running the streets on St. Patrick's Day, especially downtown, you're out your damn mind. People are going to be drunk. They're going to be driving crazy. They're going to be already pissed off. Listen, Oh, the most I'll do for St. Patrick's Day is I can make a mean fried cabbage, baby. And Chris Rodell, I'll send you some if you can come get some, bro. Real talk.
But no, everyone's looking forward. It was a great time in Missouri because apparently they just mentioned that Logan Paul is going to be in St. Louis for the event.
Yeah.
And I believe there's something with Cody Rhodes and Romans actually may show up to St. Louis. So hey, you know what? St. Louis be popping off. Maybe not our hockey team so much, but
Juwan might get to see the big people.
I'm just saying, dog, I'm going to have to figure it out. So here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. There are two things now. This is what I need to announce what's going on this Friday. Thank you for putting that up because the last one is going to be the biggest news I have broken in quite a long time. But let's start with it going down this actual Friday night. FWC Friday Night Fights 310, Road to Universe Mania 9. We're going to have a series of matches, and I kind of said that before. Susie Hoff, aka Hardcore Sis, is going to be going against now the Lecter. I don't know why he's just being called Lecter now, but we'll see what's happening. Sick, our FWC Universal Champion, is going to be facing Oni. And in a tag team extravaganza, we're going to have the FWC World Tag Team Champions, Prophets of Madness, taking on Robert and Funky Flex, who are also opponents at FWC Universe Mania 9. So that's this Friday's card. But the big one I want to talk about that I just put together today, that I just broke today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'll get into more detail why I'm putting these matches together. We've had them in a series of tag team matches. We had a tag team match last night against the Assassin Syndicate, Lucha Legends, and Death Posse. Now, it will be the Prophets of Madness, our FWC Tag Team Champions versus Lucha Legends. Now, what about Assassin Syndicate? Alpha, I know you're wondering, what the hell? Here's the deal. I know for a fact that there will be 2 high-profile matches or 2 big matches going into FWC Universe Mania. Alpha, you might be involved in one of them. I don't know. But I definitely know that the Ace is going to be involved in one of those big high-profile matches. Therefore, as a booker, I do not want to double book. Now, Assassin Syndicate, you will get your opportunity at the tag team titles, just not a Universe Mania 9. So it will be the Prophets of Madness, our current champions, going against Lucha Legends. Now, here is the caveat. There can be no ties. There must be a winner. No tiebreaker trivia, no sudden death. If they cannot outscore the Prophets of Madness, they will not retain, or should I say, they will not become the new champions. In addition, look at the fine print. The losing team will disband the remainder of season 11. So, what does that mean? If the Lucha Legends happen to lose against the Prophets of Madness, or if the Prophets of Madness happen to lose against the Lucha Legends, one of those 2 teams will have to disband. They will have to break up for the remainder of season 11. But if a tie happens, everybody walks away clean. That's what I got for this week, boys. Any questions? Especially you, Alpha.
When do we get to WrestleMania, Mr. CEO?
Well, I think you got something else to worry about because your trial's coming up Thursday. We'll get to all that sweet stuff soon, but this Thursday,
I'm in the closet. It's
right over here. This Thursday, I know this Thursday, brother. You're up on trial. We the judge might have had to kind of postpone it. I know. He kind of had to postpone the trial. We had to ask for a continuance, but it's going down this Thursday, the FWC tonight, the trial of the Alpha. I'll be there. I don't know what the hell I'm going to be doing, but we're going to see what's popping.
Well, Mr. Mills, it has been a pleasure having you on, as always, every week here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. We will see you again next week. Hopefully, you'll survive your AEW and your SmackDown not going downtown for.
I'm not doing it. I don't know how St. Patrick's Day goes down in St. Louis, but in Kansas City, the shit's crazy, bro. It's all crazy. It's all bad.
The Night Owl says Wrestle Court will be live this Thursday. So
damn right it'll be. You're on trial, Alpha. I'll be there, homie. Peace.
see you, Juwan. It's great to see you again. Woo.
Public enemy number 1. Yours truly.
Why are you causing so much trouble, man? Why are you causing so much trouble?
Because I'm good at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
trying to keep it civil, you know, Alpha.
We're
trying to have a good fucking time on the show, and you're just riling people up.
We got
because I'm 24.
Our friend the Night Owl. The Night Owl. He's
give him a shout out. He's not feeling well. got a little tummy ache.
Nah, he said he was in bed though. For real though, like best wishes out tonight, Owl. And
Yes,
I'm glad you guys
yes,
could
sir.
make the show, both of you.
Yeah. So, but
Thankfully,
we
with
have
Chris
power.
running in at the helm.
I had a migraine. I woke up with a migraine and I had to work all day, and I took some of my migraine pills and it went away. Luckily it went away. Sometimes it doesn't go away right away. I have to take a couple doses, but I was able to get it. I'm here for the show. We're rolling along. I could feel the headache just a little bit, but but we're going to go on to our next segment here. We're going to bring on the snippets, snippets of truth with the one and only Big Daddy P. Hopefully he pops on. He's backstage, so hopefully he'll come on here. But he's in the green room. He's enjoying our M&Ms and stuff. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. But he's got his own theme music.
Oh, I like it. The cigar. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I saw that. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's.
Oh, okay.
Yo! Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, where WrestleMania is going to drop at the best. I am so excited. WrestleMania is in my hometown. I was at WrestleMania.
So I mean, yes. So Renee or the Night Owl is under the weather tonight. He was going to be here, and he's a little under the weather tonight. So
Saw that.
Yeah, I mean it's going around, man. I mean, so Big Daddy P, what you got going on?
Dude, WrestleMania, I'm stoked. As wrestling fans, this is the greatest time of the year. And I was listening to what you guys were talking about as far as this current card. And I think everybody kind of has the same feeling about what our expectations are. But what I can tell you is one thing for sure is, has there ever been a WrestleMania that's actually disappointed you? Because
11.
I haven't.
Yes.
And so, I know it's going to be good. I think Brock Lesnar versus Omos, depending on what they're trying. Again, if Brock's done, then Brock will end up winning and beating Omos, most likely. But who knows? Again, there's probably 2 or 3 other people who I'd like to see Brock Lesnar go against, but it's not their time right now. So I'm just thankful that we've got these great shows coming up. It's a great time to be in wrestling. And, just to be able to have the conversation and to see how active everybody is as far as talking about wrestling, man. I mean, it's a great time. I feel very blessed that we get to have the wrestlers that we do. And I just want to share a couple comments about John Cena and Austin last night. It was just perfect. I mean, perfect. Both of them. Austin.
You like it?
I couldn't have written that myself. That was a perfect. It was long enough. The fans were in it, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, fans are hot right now. We've been really spoiled with AEW and WWE. Me and Alpha were talking about that earlier. We're a spoiled generation right now with the wrestling that we're getting.
Man, I used to have a life. Now Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Don't phrase it like that, Daddy P. We're gonna sound weird. We watch too much of this stuff or something.
And the thing is, it's all good. I mean, even AEW, okay? I think it's funny, especially these media scrums. I just love them. I think it's very entertaining. And again, it's not the Attitude Era. It's not. I'm going to call it the Snowflake Era. But that's okay. Because you have different areas.
Whoa.
The S word.
I might need my safe space. Be careful, guys.
And
Careful.
Justin,
Oh wait, you might be triggered. Hey, by the way,
Yes.
I just have one quick question. Man, I don't want to get off topic. This is your guys' show. There's so much we could talk about.
It's our show, but it's your segment.
No. But see, the segment's all about truth, right?
It's
I mean,
true.
it's snippets of truth.
I like to
So
lie.
what if I came to the table with no truth? That would be just ridiculous. Now,
Well,
I do
lying's
have
not
a
hard
truth.
if you believe it.
I do have a truth, but it's one of those truths that when you share it, see, the Bible says the word is like a sword.
Yes.
So I'm going to say a word, and when I say that word is going to cut through to some people because this is what they're struggling with today. This is what's stopping them from getting to the next level. So somebody's going to be set free today because it is the truth that sets you free. The word for today, the porno password is, no, I'm just kidding. Cable Guy, great movie. Forgiveness. It's not for them, it's for you. You gotta let it go. Life is too short. I have a 28, almost 29-year-old daughter. She just turned 29. And if I could go back and I could change anything, I would probably change the fact that as a father, I have to be willing to accept her for who she is, just like she has to be willing to accept me, right? We have to conform to everybody's image, right? But the fact is we don't. We only conform to his image. So if you're having a struggle with somebody today and you're having a hard time forgiving them, I didn't say forget because you can't. It's impossible. But what you can do is you can forgive them. And it's not easy, but again, it is for you. So just rest assured that whatever beef you got going on, settle it because you don't know. I mean, listen, there are people who are driving home from work tonight and they called their wife, said, okay, see you in a few minutes, honey. Bam, done, gone. See you later. Bye-bye. No passing go, no collecting 200. You can't go back from that. But we're here. And I thank God that he opens up this opportunity. Renee, I hope you feel better, my brother. We will definitely be praying tonight, and I'll include you in that. Did we have any other prayer requests that came in at all?
There was a prayer request from Aaron Wallace about he's about to have a doctor's appointment, but his doctor is about to retire, so he's going to have to find another doctor. And we all know that it's hard to find good doctors now. A doctor that you're a doctor that you're comfortable with. So
yeah, doctors have a problem that you don't pay the bill.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to come out.
Okay. And by the way, one just previous comment about a previous comment, which was on a previous comment in regards to LA Knight. I don't know what they're doing with him because he is a great talent.
Yes.
It blows my mind. He's got him responding,
Yeah.
Down, he tells him to stop. So I don't know what they're doing, but LA Knight is LA and is California and is WrestleMania. And I did hear that they're not having a battle royal, which is, again, I thought that was the whole purpose of the Andre the Giant battle royal.
So apparently I've been forgiven by the snitch for plotting with Dynamo Pro management to keep him away from this title for 5 years. I had nothing to do with it. I'm just a ring announcer.
You see? Look, already we've made a difference, gentlemen. Don't think for one moment that the work that you do is in vain. It's not. Because look, you just reached right there and there is forgiveness.
And that's not going to sit very well with our guest that's coming up right after Big Daddy P, Benjamin Trust, because the Stitch beat Benjamin Trust for the Dynamo Pro Heavyweight Championship back in this November, I believe it was. So anyway, so Big Daddy P, I know you're going to have a snippet of truth, and you want to send us out in some prayer, and let's send some things out to people.
Absolutely. Father God, thank you so much for your faithfulness. Thank you for your truth. Father, thank you in advance for helping Renee feel better. And we also want to pray about the doctor situation, that you would find the right doctor. Open every door that needs to be open, close every door that needs to be closed. For those that are here tonight that haven't tried you out yet, that don't know you, Lord. I just pray that they have the boldness to come to you, because you're the one who says, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, tired, and I will give you rest. So that they would trust you today, Father, with all their situations, financially, physically, medically, whatever the situation might be. I thank you for this time. I thank you for those that continue to watch this wonderful program. Thank you for Wrestle Talk, for all that they continue to do. And we just love you so much. And thank you for the spirit of forgiveness, that we can not only forgive, but we can understand and be compassionate, because they do not know for the way that they act. But we know that what you told us, and you told us after giving us your words, to go and share it with our sons and share it with those, with our coming in and our going out and everything that we do. And I thank you that we can use this opportunity as an evangelistic opportunity to give hope, especially at a time right now with all the craziness. We thank you for all the professional wrestlers, for their passion, for all that they do to entertain us week in and week out. I pray for those that are injured right now, that a source of income has been cut off, but now we know that you've got them home and they're resting. I just pray that you give them comfort tonight. You are the great comforter. And I'm just thankful that we can be a part of this program, and we love you. And for the unspoken requests, those that maybe haven't tried you yet, that don't know you, let them trust you today. We thank you, and we ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Big Daddy
Amen.
Pete is amen. Is great
Amen.
seeing you again. I know you're feeling better every week because you had pretty good back surgery last year. So
Dude, you're telling me it's titanium, man. My back hasn't been this good in 30 years.
And honestly, I completely forgot. My aunt just had she had a compression fracture in her back, and she just had recent surgery on it, and she's kind of struggling with it, but she's doing what the doctors are telling her to do, and she's getting better every day. So
the only thing I had wrong was neuropathy, real bad in the feet, and I love to walk, and that makes walking really uncomfortable, but I was able to get gabapentin from my doctor, thank God, and that's helping. So one day at a time, man, keep rolling. I was hoping to have a show in June. We're trying to get Jimmy Hart. We have him, but there's an event that's going to take place that might pull him off. And I don't think that he would choose Woodbury, Tennessee over something with a big name. So I'm put in your prayer request that, because Blue Sky Wrestling wants to have a show at the football field in Woodbury. We got Jimmy Hart. We got Brian Pillman Jr. versus Tommy Dreamer. And they're just trying to get it all put together. So hoping to have it.
Well, hey, a ring announcer right here. So
hey, where are you located at?
St. Louis.
Oh, you are St. Louis. How
Yes.
far is that from? Well, didn't we look that up? Hey, by the way, I want to come out there, man.
We got
out there.
We got AEW and Raw coming in within a week of each other. So AEW is going to be in Kansas City, I believe, and then they're going to be in St. Louis the following week. But we got Raw in 2 weeks here in St. Louis, and everyone's pumped up about it because it's on the road. It's on the road to WrestleMania.
Where's everybody located? Is everybody centrally located or spread all over?
No, we're kind of spread. We're kind of spread all over. Justin's in Seattle. Alpha's in Florida. Alpha's in Florida. Luke Roberts is in the St. Louis area. Renee's in Kansas City, and Haas and Nightmare Jones are in the West Virginia area. So
now I don't know if you guys know this, but I have audio equipment and I've run live feeds just like this. And I think if I could find a promotion on a Tuesday night who would let us use their ring, I think to have a Wrestle Talk podcast live, I think would be awesome. And still have the feeds, but on the screen, we'll have this view here, but you'll also have another view where we can get Renee, and I want to get up there, and anybody and you, Big Sexy, and anybody that's in the area, get them involved. And we have the equipment, and we would just need internet. So if there's anybody that has a promotion in the area that has internet, we would love to use it on a Tuesday night for about 3 hours and have it live. And I think that would be really fun.
We could be commentating the matches while they're doing.
Yeah, have
so.
some matches. Why not? I mean, make it. Still do what you do, but expand it and have fun with it. Wrestle Talk has not stayed the same since the beginning. It continues to expand. It continues to grow, and I think because the topic is wrestling, I think if we really wanted to do it, the Lord would provide us a place that we could do it, and it wouldn't cost us really very much. You would want to make sure that the promotion is taken care of because we love this business. But I just think that to have a special episode live from there would be just a lot of fun.
And why would it have to be one promotion? Why couldn't we have like several promotions have one match on it or so?
Hey, that's it.
I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible in this world. I've seen crazier things happen in this world. So
it would be fun.
Yes,
and different.
Yes. So Big Daddy P, it's great to it is great to see you again. Be safe in Tennessee. Where are you in Nashville? Or are you in?
I'm dead center in between Knoxville, Nashville, Chattanooga. I'm right in the middle. McMinnville, Tennessee.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
I love it though, man. Beautiful, just beautiful.
How far are you away from Nashville?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all, actually.
No, because we're an hour and a half all directions.
Right.
Nice.
So coming from St. Louis, would I go through McMinnville?
No, Nashville's first, I believe.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So you're an hour and a half past Nashville. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, hour and a half past Nashville.
Awesome. Well, Big Daddy P, it's great seeing you again. We will see you next week with your snippets of truth, and have a good time.
Remember, forgiveness.
Well, apparently the snitch forgives me for doing something I had nothing to do with. So it's the first step to recovery, I guess.
It's a miracle.
So, yeah.
Hey, what was that statement? 50% is just knowing. So at least you know.
Exactly. Big Daddy P,
you guys have fun.
Talk to you next week.
Until next time.
Take care, buddy.
Love that guy.
All right, man. Everything. Keep the show rolling. We're not stopping now because it's now time for our featured guest of the evening. He is a former Dynamo Pro Heavyweight Champion, former PWE. God, there's gonna be a lot of formers here, and I feel really bad.
Okay, say it all, man.
Former MMWA champion, former PWE Interstate champion, which that's probably a little bit that's got a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth because that just happened this past week. He's going to be taking part in 3 big events. He's going to be he is part of the St. Louis versus Grandel Wrestling. He's going to team with Warhorse and Davey Vega to take on Filthy Tom Lawler with Team Filthy at St. Louis versus the World, presented by Four Hands Brewery. He's going to be a part of Pro Wrestling Epic. In May, he's going to take on the vet Jack Vaughn, and he's going to be a part of the SICW Fan Fest, and he's going to be a part of the Bruiser Brody Memorial Show. I believe he's going to be in the Battle Royal. So please welcome to the Wrestle Talk podcast, the one and only. He is Mr. Extraordinary. He's the president of the United States of Slam, Mr. Benjamin Truss.
You guys see me?
Blue screen.
Yeah, you got a blue screen.
Blue screen so far, buddy.
Yeah, we got a blue screen up for you, Ben.
Whoop.
Oh,
all right, so it seems he's having some technical difficulties.
That's okay. He'll be back up here. So he's still connected. He's just looks like he's trying
to promote all the promotions in the Midwest region.
Yes.
It's nice to get his hand in everything.
Okay. How do I get rid of this blue screen?
Good question.
I do not know. I am very.
Any settings or any options on there?
I am old and technical.
I don't know. I don't know how that blue screen comes off.
1 second.
Okay. I'll put you backstage for a second. But yes, he is a part of like every promotion in the St. Louis area, or has been a part of every promotion in the St. Louis area. As he said, the Snitch, he beat the Snitch, or the Snitch beat him for the
Snitch beat
title.
him. Yes.
Yes.
I know it's hard to grasp, Big Sexy, but it
It-
was the Snitch that stole that belt away, as you would like to say. I'm not saying that, but you would like to say.
Well, apparently I'm not the only one that thinks. Oh, there he is. There he is. There we go. Oh, look at him. He's all in a suit.
Oh, that's all
tie.
sharp, man. I feel
Oh,
underdressed
wow.
now.
Nick
Oh
Governor
Lord,
is-
what are we
Nick
doing?
Governor,
now?
Missouri. I like that. Yeah.
And every girl, and he's got the. I will know that Benjamin Trust is a big comic book fan. He's a big Captain America or the.
I love that Captain America poster.
Looking
Marvel or
I'm a DC guy, but I like the poster. So
Thank you.
I can talk about comic books for hours, but we're here for
And
wrestling.
he's-
Alpha, come on now.
and he's got several tattoos of the characters too on him, and he's good to go. Ben, how are you doing?
Doing great, gentlemen. Doing great.
You're looking sharp tonight.
Thank you.
The snitches in the cat is in the chat talking about how he took the title from you. So
Listen, I could go to Dynamo and take that title back whenever I want to. Snitch is lightweight. So if you're listening, Snitch, just know that it's just a matter of time before I feel like taking it back.
He's gonna be bugging the shit out of you tonight.
apparently it's been 100 days since he's won the title. So do you want to say something about how are you celebrating his reign?
Listen, you guys don't realize that in 2022, I produced. Okay, I produced more than most St. Louis area wrestlers possible. I defended the PWE Interstate title 12 times, along with defending the MMWA title and the Dynamo Heavyweight title. And that's just a lot of wear and tear on your body. So I was at least at like 60%, when Snitch beat me. These guys can't hold a candle to me when I'm in my prime. And if you don't believe me, people might say professional wrestling is fake, but I have very real cauliflower ear right now. I don't know if you guys can see.
I can see, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's no I haven't been doing any collegiate training. I've just been wrestling matches and getting ready for all my upcoming events.
And
wrestling wise.
Unfortunately, this past Saturday you did lose the PWE Interstate Championship to
ATM. Did not get pinned though.
He did not get pinned. It was eight ATM. It was a triple threat match between him, ATM, and Kendall Beck. If I'm not mistaken, am I right? Or
yes, it was Kendall Beck, myself, and Mr. Doesn't Matter ATM. And listen,
that's all. Isn't that all that Mr. All That Matters ATM?
Tomatoes. Listen, the problem is it's all numbers. Okay, I gave you 12 title defenses that PWE Interstate title, right? Along with defending Dynamo titles and MMWA titles and wrestling at WLW and Glory Pro. I am producing. So triple threats to do the Steiner math, you got like a 33 1/3 chance of winning, and then you have ATM with all his Team Ambition goons there, and the water just gets muddy, and sometimes you play the lottery and you lose. And unfortunately, the dice came up short for me. But one-on-one, bell to bell, rope to rope, there's not many people better than Mr. Extraordinary.
Everyone was like, a couple of people are like, "Oh, he flexes too much in the ring." And if I had a body like that, I'd flex in the ring all day. I'd be flexing in the ring all day long. I'd be like,
the pose is about confidence. Listen, everything you do in a wrestling match is part of your strategy. So some guys cover early to make their opponent kick out, to tire them out. When I pose, it's usually while my opponent is down on the mat, and I'm letting him know that I am in complete control. Okay? So it's psychological warfare. You got to wage battle on many fronts. So if you think I pose too much, I got 3 titles. I got a pedigree unlike most other wrestlers in this area. Last time I was on the show, I called my shots. I said I was going to beat Tyler Copeland and unify the WPW U.S. title and the PWE Interstate title, and I did that. And then I said I was going to go all around and make myself known, and I did that. So, you know what? I figure it's been a year, and I'm ready to call some more shots.
And you beat in the Dynamo Pro to win your Dynamo Pro title. You beat 3 people. You beat Ricky Cruz, Snitch, and Camaro Jackson. And wrestling Camaro Jackson in itself is probably that. Dude is built, and
he's a big, strong guy,
and it hurts.
He's got, and you know, for a big guy like that, he's got a lot of conditioning. Okay, he's got a Camaro engine. You know, it's a fitting name, but again, there's 4 people in that match, and sometimes the cards come up short for you. It's about consistency. Okay, and I don't think there's many wrestlers out there that can consistently impress like I do. You know, I put on a show every time I'm in the ring. I don't know if you've seen me, Mr. Wade. You know, I know Rodell has.
Yeah.
But when
I've been watching you, I've been following you.
Yeah. Like, look at this. I wrestled Kurt Stallion, you know, a guy that's challenged for the WWE Cruiserweight title on several occasions, and Jay Chris, a former IWA Mid-South champion, the last champion of IWA Mid-South, you know, the place where CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio wrestled. And I beat both of them on the same back-to-back nights, you know. So no one's as consistent as I am. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Exactly. Justin, I'll let you go ahead and
fire off. So, Mr. Trust, thank you for being on the show. I've been following you for the last couple of years. I do believe you're going to be the breakout star of the Midwest, and I just want to know, do you have any – you said IWA Mid-South. Do you have any goals in mind to expand your marketing out and take your talents out to the East or West Coast to get your name out there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so that's part of the problem with defending 3 belts at the same time is it left me with a lot of bookings, like a lot of commitments. And I had promoters all last year, Texas, California, Wisconsin, Chicago. You know, I went up to Gali Lucha a few times and I challenged for the Gladiator belt against Jake Painter, who's now Rikishi's top student. And we had a banger of a match. It was very close. I think 9 times out of 10 I beat him, and it just wasn't my night that night, unfortunately. But the problem was I had all these belts I had to defend, so it kind of anchored me to this area. So the upside to not having the MMWA heavyweight title and not having the Dynamo heavyweight title is now I have a chance to expand. I'm talking to people at Chicago Style Wrestling. I'm talking to people at No Regrets Wrestling and All Heel Wrestling. And I plan to take over.
Okay. And, you know, what is your end goal? Where would you like to end up? Now, you know, I know the easy answer is WWE, but do you have any more bigger goals in mind?
No, I always take small steps. So, you know, I think my first goal is I want to win the Glory Pro title. I want to wrestle for the NWA. I would like to wrestle on like an MLW show or a GCW show. Actually, GCW I'd love to wrestle for if anyone from GCW is listening. So, yeah, you know, I want to work. I don't want anyone to think that I skipped a step. So that's the problem. Like, that's why Daniel Bryan was so popular when he got to WWE, because he didn't skip any steps. He fought everybody on that ladder to the top. Okay. And I don't want to get somewhere just because I work hard and look good. I want to beat everybody there is on my way to that spot.
And you'll get that experience on your way up too. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
Level-footed. Now, with you having those 3 belts in the past, what memories do you have from that point in your career when you had those belts?
I think one of my favorite memories was when I unified the belts, the WPW belt and the PWE belt. I was able to give my wife roses at the end of the match. It was a very stressful death match for her. You know, so someone gave me a dozen roses and I was able to give it to her. And that was a heartwarming moment for me. James Brady was the last WOE Interstate champion. That was a company that PWE bought as well. And I was the number one contender for that WOE title before that company defunct. So me and James Brady had that battle, lined up for years, and we finally got to have that. So that was a big moment for me.
All right. And so with all these promotions in the Midwest that you're going through, how is your body handling all these feuds that you encounter with being in these other promotions and coincided?
Listen, it's a lot of work. So not only am I a full-time father and husband, I also work a full-time job that can be pretty physical. We wear a lot of equipment, and I'm wrestling guys that are big and bad and mean and want to hurt me. So, and on top of that, I'm training to do a bodybuilding show. So those bodybuilders don't have, great joints or anything either. So,
Yeah, you see Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know, I do a lot of I have a very expensive massage gun. I do a lot of foam rolling. I do yoga with my wife. I didn't mean that in a dirty way, but we do actually.
All right. All right.
I do everything I can to.
Mr. Extraordinary for a reason, my friend.
Yeah. and I would say, there's not a wrestler in this area with a better diet than me. If you ever look at my story or my post, I like to say the reason why the price of eggs is so high is because I'm eating all the damn chickens.
That's all right. That's all right.
You live this, Justin. I'll show you. This is a picture of him and his wife from a red carpet here recently here in St. Louis at Lewis and Clark Community College.
My old stomping grounds.
Yeah, that's they had a independent movie film award show, and I think independent movies and independent wrestling kind of goes hand in hand. So they were looking for someone to hand out awards, and they found the right people. Look at that.
What was that experience like?
That's the first lady of the United States of Slam. So let's put some respect on her. She's the first lady.
Exactly.
This is a patriotic podcast, after all.
Yeah. What that experience was like was it was cool. Like I think not a lot of wrestlers could step outside of wrestling and entertain like I do. Thankfully, my character is just me. It's not a character. I am Benjamin Trust. I actually work hard. I'm actually a dad. I actually slam people. And I do have a big personality, as you guys are seeing right now. So just going there and being myself and getting to wear it's not a costume to me. That's when I put my wrestling gear on, that's me going to work. So, it was just is real is how I can say it. It's just like my cauliflower ear is real. I don't think it gets much more real to me.
And your theme song is kind of video game based too. That's probably not
Punch Out.
No, it's Guile from Street Fighter.
That's what it was.
That's what I thought.
Oh my god, I should have known that too.
Yes, and it's actually
another American character. God, you're like, dude, you probably bleed red, white, and blue, dude. You're so patriotic. I love it.
So listen, Guile, it's actually a cover of Guile's theme song, and it's done by Power Glove, which is a very cool power metal band. You should check them out. But I've gone to their concerts, and I would say the band and I are friendly.
Really? We gotta meet up then. I'm a huge fan of old school video game music, especially Power Glove.
They just cover Power Glove just covers old school video game songs. Like they have a Mega Man song. I could go on and on about them, but you should look them up. They have a Tetris, Inspector Gadget. They have great songs.
That'd be perfect. Have you ever heard of Master Sword? Not to bring this up. I know this isn't a video game podcast, but
yes, I've heard of Master Sword. I like Power Glove better, but I got to use that song that you guys just played, that cover of Guile's theme song on Fight TV, and I posted it, and the guy from Power Glove shared it and messaged me and thought it was awesome. So
that's rad.
Free advertisement for them whenever I can.
That is fantastic. Oh my god. See, that speaks to a game. I don't know if you guys play fighting games and video games and comic books like I do, and you guys grew up with this stuff. This is amazing.
I am not a video game person at all, and have never really been a comic book person, but I know that Ben is a big, because he's got on tattoos all on of Captain America. He's got all kinds of tattoos. So Ben's big into the superheroes in the video games. But let's bring it back to Grand Ole Wrestling is St. STL versus the World, presented by Four Hands Brewery.
Ooh, got the
Look at that
got the
post.
frame.
Man, that's nice.
I wanted
You
to
were-
copy my own poster because I train a lot with these guys. These two.
Set a 12x12 gloss.
Yeah, technical difficulties. They're great guys. Moses is one of the hardest working guys out there besides myself. So I just wanted to get a copy of this. I know I'm not on this. It goes back to that Mr. Extraordinary thing. I think I was supposed to be right here, but I told him he had to at least have 2 female wrestlers on the poster. So, because that's the kind of guy I am. And, I'm okay. I'm not an egotist.
You're teaming up with some of the Warhorse.
Yeah, I'm representing Team STL, and I really like the way Team STL filled out because I think it's I don't want to say necessarily the best or the toughest, but I would say the most popular wrestlers from the 3 biggest companies in the St. Louis area. I would say the most popular Glory Pro wrestler is Warhorse. The most popular St. Louis Anarchy wrestler is Vega, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think the most popular Dynamo, PWE, MMWA, all the other federations around St. Louis, I think their most popular wrestler is Mr. Extraordinary himself. So I really like how Team STL filled out.
Are you going to be able to calm Warhorse down during the match? Because I know I
don't need to. I might just sit back and eat some Slim Jims. I'll have to add them to my, calorie tracker, but
is that allowed with the diet that you have, or I mean,
there's some give, some give. It's a lot of sodium. I don't really prefer beef jerky, but when the occasion calls for it, I can't think of a more special occasion. And listen, anyone's watching, if you can make one show this year, the Grandel show should be it. Okay,
because
there's not
I'm looking
seat in that house. If you get in that venue, anywhere you sit down, you feel like you're right on top of the action. Okay, I don't know if you went last year or if you've ever gone to a play or anything at the Grandel Theater. That venue is just made for wrestling.
And like you said, the match between the technical difficulties, Raheem and Moses versus the Motor City Machine Guns, that's going to be that's worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, exactly. Chef's kisses for that. That's like you got
I'd
one of the
say
best
so.
technical tag teams versus one of the best high flying tag teams. Jesus Christ, you couldn't ask for a better tag match. I think that is one of the best tag matches on the independent scene you could make outside of bringing in FTR or an AEW team.
Right. But that's not all for you, because in May you're going to be at Pro Wrestling Epic. You're going to be taking on someone that's, he's a polarizing figure online, the vet Jack Vaughn. If you haven't followed him on TikTok, he does he does. I find them fun. I like them. I like the videos. I think they're hilarious because it's really it's kind of the truth a lot of times that he's doing. But you're facing the vet Jack Vaughn. What are you doing to prepare for that match?
Nothing. Just being myself. Listen, the vet Jack Vaughn is, I'm sure, a great guy, but to me, he's a TikTok star. Okay, he's a wrestler, but he's more of a TikTok star. Okay, and I made my own reel. You can go to my Instagram and look at it. It's me training to prepare for my match against Jack Vaughn.
Was that the one where you were in the gym and every time you were preparing for your match and you were slapping your thigh the entire time?
Yes. So I know that riled him up, and he sent me some angry messages, and I said, "Listen, man, whenever you want to do this, we can throw down." And he said he was going to come take my interstate title, and at the time I had the United States of Slam Open Challenge. So I was that's the thing is you got to believe in yourself and you got to be confident. So I truly believe that I was going to walk out last weekend as the interstate champ. So unfortunately I already signed the contract, or else I would be fighting ATM or working my way back to that title. But I made a commitment that I got to stick to. Okay. And I've talked a lot of trash and I got to back it up. So yeah, me and the vet are going to go to war, and I can't think of a more don't miss match than that. I would say my style of wrestling too is a throwback to the classics like Greg Valentine and the Von Erichs. And if you ever see me wrestle, like I'm an amalgamation of wrestling at the Chase. So I'm the personification of that in 2023. So that versus a 20-year-old vet, I think we're going to have and I would say a super indie match unlike no other. You know, we're going to show what you can do without doing a bunch of backflips.
You're going to tell a story.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. But I'm going to, you know, drop him on his head and lay him on his back, and he's going to count the lights, and that's just what's going to happen.
And to keep up with it, because you're just like everywhere right now. You're going to be part of the SICW Fan Fest in the Bruiser Brody Memorial. I believe you are going to be an entrant in the Battle Royal. The Bruiser Brody.
So Herb, if you're listening, Herb, can someone tag Herb in the comment section? Is anyone in the comment section? Go ahead and tag Herb.
Herb was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah, someone get Herb's attention. If you guys want to do me that favor.
Somebody tag Herb.
Yeah.
Let's bother him.
Someone wake Herb up. It's 8:52. It might be past his bedtime. He's a great guy. I have the utmost respect for Herb.
He's here.
He is.
Oh, how you doing,
here.
Herb? Listen, I announced that I am going to be in that Bruiser Brody Battle Royale, but I also want a match. I want to take on one of the best wrestlers in SICW. I don't know who exactly I'm going to challenge yet, but me and Herb are going to work that out. And when we decide who, you know, is going to have the match of the night that night against me, you should all be excited for that. You know, I got some ideas. There's a Brandon Beretta kid. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's good. Billy McNeil could be a lot of fun.
Oh, Billy McNeil. I
want to see Billy McNeil versus Benjamin Truss, right?
Very fun to work. I got to work him years ago, and he knows the man can fly. So
yeah, listen, I've seen guys knock Billy McNeil down, and he always gets back up. So it'd be fun to see if I can knock him down hard enough to keep him down, which I know I can.
And Billy McNeil's been around the St. Louis area for years. Yeah. Like I said, Justin's worked him. I've worked with him on shows, and he's just the most he's like completely laid back. But yeah, I think that would be a good match. What
about Superstar Steve? Maybe I'll call out Superstar Steve. He's tall, athletic, strong. I think he's going to be, what is that, the classic wrestling champion one day. I can see him beating Attila or Big Texan for that title. So why not challenge Superstar Steve? You know,
I would say you could go out there and do an open challenge, but then there's a possibility that Attila Khan would be the one that answers the open challenge.
Listen, I would bend Attila Khan's joints in every direction until he was in as much pain as humanly possible and forced to submit. Okay, like he might be international bounty hunter, but that international bounty hunting doesn't happen in the United States of Slam. That's for sure.
Oh man,
that would be an exciting counter to see. I would love to see that face to face. Mr. Trust, you are really got your hands in a lot of candy jars at the moment, don't you?
Listen, you don't get in this business if you're serious. If you want to be someone, if you want to wrestle, if you want to be the guy, you have to go in nose first. Okay, you have to be willing to fight anyone at any time, anywhere. That old saying, and you have to put yourself in those positions. So when I go to the SICW locker room, I see Gary the Night Train, Gary Jackson, and he shakes my hand, and we're buddies, and I think he's a legend of St. Louis wrestling, but I am always thinking about ways to take him out, okay? And I do that with every single person in that locker room, Sean Vincent, Flash Flanagan, any of those guys, okay? And I mean that. I have the utmost respect for all of them. They're all, St. Louis wrestling legends, but even Big Texan. And listen, me and Texan had a match at WOE in 2018, and I took Texan to the limit, even though he came up on top, but I was 160 pounds, okay, soaking wet. I'm 190 pounds. I'm not even the same monster then. So I don't think Texan would be ready for me. And I mean that, and I think he's one of the hardest nosed wrestlers in this area. I just don't see a path to victory for Texans. So,
and speaking of Gary Jackson, I know Justin probably can attest to this, but Gary Jackson is the ultimate St. Louis legend, and he hasn't changed in years. He looks the same as he did whenever I was first in like the late '90s to where he is now. I mean, he looks the exact same.
He is the
listen,
heart.
that guy is a gem. He is a very honorable, respectful human being, and he deserves everything that he's worked for. And future Hall of Famer. And listen, I can't put that guy on a pedestal enough. That being said, his time has passed. He still has some great matches left in him, and I'm sure he's gonna have some great matches in the next 5-10 years. But everything we're saying about Gary Jackson now, they're going to be saying about Benjamin Trust in 10 years.
Herb's got a question about what about Silas Mason?
Sure, I'll fight Silas Mason too. Herb, anyone you decide you want to elevate to that next level, anyone that you decide you think could have an athletic, competitive match of the night, because that's what I'm going to do. On May 13th, I'm going to go to the Aviator Hotel for Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling, and I'm going to steal the show. So whoever you want to steal the show alongside the one, the only, the Eagle, the Jet, Mr. Extraordinary himself, the President of the United States, I could go on. Whoever you want, Herb, to have match of the night, you put against me.
What very well said.
Snitch, if you're still in the comments, anytime, any place, whenever I feel like it, the back of that Dynamo belt just says reserved for Ben Trust.
I don't know. He's pretty. He wrestled in December. He wrestled against 3 different people in 3 different matches. So I mean,
three different people that I've beat. Right? Like Tommy Davis beat, James Brady I've beat. Who else? Who was the other person?
Who was the third person?
We don't remember the third person. So it's probably someone I'd beat too. So let's be honest. Listen, the cool thing though, I'm gonna put over the belt. So when I started wrestling, when I was a trainee, I left college wrestling. I was young and hungry. I would go to these shows, and if you were the guy in St. Louis wrestling, you were either the MMWA heavyweight champ, who KLD was at the time when I started wrestling, or you were the Dynamo Pro heavyweight champ, who Mike Outlaw was at the time when I started wrestling. So those were the 2 biggest titles in the area. And I know things have changed, but those titles have a lot of legacy and mean a lot. So the fact that I won both the titles at the same time, like I said, I like to set baby steps for myself, and I like to meet all the goals. I'm not missing any rungs of the ladder. And I think I did it better than Mike Outlaw and KLD. I held them both at the same time. So
yeah, that is true. No one else can really say that right now. I mean, you held 3 titles in 2022. So I mean, that's
I think one of the only people to do that in this area is Ricky Cruz. I think he held a bunch of those titles.
Oh, Ricky Cruz back in the day, he had the Dynamo Pro Championship. He had some GFW title out of Kansas City. He had some title from Puerto Rico as well. He was the MWR Missouri State Champion. He had a separate bag for all of his title belts. So
yeah, Ricky Cruz is a legend. He's amazing. And if we wrestled 10 years ago, he might beat me, but it's not his day. He's had wars with Jake Durden, and Tyler Copeland and Mike Outlaw. And I wish I was in my prime at that time, but unfortunately, this is my prime. And we've had matches, and I've come out on top. And Ricky Cruz is always very, very dangerous, and he could beat anybody on any given day, but he can't beat me.
And he's got that chop too, the overhand chop, and
he's got a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Ricky Cruz is gonna go down as one of the best wrestlers in the St. Louis area, but so is Ben Trust. Ben Trust is gonna be right there with him, future Hall of Famers. So
yeah, the fun part is I'm still making they've laid out their stories a lot, and you have to go back and watch their story. You can't live their story in real time. You can get with me now and start living this story. Okay, you can start coming to my matches and start living through that career. You can't go back for Gary Jackson or There we go. Grandel Wrestling.
Yes,
That's pretty true at the moment. Yeah.
They are a fan.
So you can't go back and relive Gary Jackson's career live and in person. You got to watch on videos. You can live the Benjamin Trust story right now every day.
Exactly. So before we let you go, Ben, we like to do this game show challenge, which was supposed to be going to be you versus Renee on. So I don't. Justin, do you want to take the game show challenge this week, or do you want me to take it? I mean,
I have the script. I just need. We just need the participant.
yes. Which one, Justin? Are you want to take
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm
We're
going
gonna.
to
We're
do
gonna.
it.
All
We're
right.
gonna Ben, are you ready? Ben, do you accept Justin's challenge for the game?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
challenge?
hold this like this, while we do it.
All right, we got a
If
little.
Herb
we got.
or the PWE staff had sent me a poster, I'd be holding that up now. So just imagine, maybe one of you guys can edit another one of those posters in there.
We'll put it in. We'll put it in post production or something.
Yeah, add it in post.
We'll talk. We'll talk to Renee about that. So I'm gonna play. We got a theme song though for it first. So
okay, I'm ready.
And I'm going to throw it over to my co-host, who's going to host the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge this week. It's going to be Alpha. Alpha, take it away.
Alrighty. Welcome to this week's installment of the world-famous Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. Tonight's contestant is scheduled for the best 2 out of 3 falls. Our contestants are the Wrestle Talk Podcast very own Justin Wade and Benjamin Trust. In a few moments, I will ask you 3 questions about a particular professional wrestling topic. Whenever you think you know the answer to the question, gentlemen, shout out your answer. The first person to win 2 falls will win tonight's game show challenge.
Are we allowed to Google it?
That's cheating. Come on.
Oh, all right. I was just asking.
If you think you got time for it, but most people usually figure it out within the first couple seconds, and then it takes a second in the next couple minutes and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
These questions are about Ring of Honor in 2007. I got this.
So tonight's Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge category is All Americans. I will give you information about 3 individual. This is America.
America. Yeah.
I will.
You have a great mustache, sir. Do you know that? It is just. I've been
I'm going
staring
for the
at.
Dan Severn look. So,
Gosh, Jesus,
You're pulling it off.
It is.
You're pulling it off.
It is. You don't even need a personality. You just got that, and I just automatically like you.
Oh,
Thankfully, he has a great
I'm gonna
personality.
beat your ass on this game. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm trying to disarm you with charm.
No.
That's
No.
easy. Lowering your defenses. So once again, when you think you know the wrestler that I am talking about, please shout out your answer. If it comes down to it, our official Big Sexy will be the final call as to who gets the answer. So, Justin, are you ready?
Yes, but the camera keeps cutting from time to time. I'm gonna try to follow your questioning as best I can.
Okay. And Benjamin Trust, are you ready? All righty.
I'm gearing up to wrestle with Warhorse. I've been practicing these. How do they look?
I'm digging his Brutus Beefcake gear from WrestleMania 9.
Yes, me too. Like, man, I'm scared now. You seem smart.
And Warhorse has got the whole Slim Jim thing going now.
Yeah.
So that's
True.
He's looking like he's part of the Mega Maniacs. I'm just waiting for Hogan to come out. Where's the mask? You remember the mask he had to wear when he got bashed in the face with the briefcase from IRS?
Brutus Beefcake? Yes, I do remember that match.
He's
All right,
also a maniac. That's
All American.
Looks like an action figure. All right. Let's get back to this. Question number 1. This professional wrestler competed at the University of Oklahoma. After a successful run in the WWE, he moved to the MMA world, as well as being a member of the Jericho Appreciation Society in AEW. That is
Oh,
wow.
Jack
Winner
Swagger
of the
went
first
right over my head.
ball, Justin. Wow.
It kind of
you
confused
got
me for a
that.
second because he went from wrestling then to MMA.
It's
That got
true.
me for
A lot of
second.
people don't know that he had a small stint. Benjamin, did you know that at all?
Yeah, I knew he was a wrestler. I just
quicker on the draw. Yeah.
No, when I was gonna guess, and then he said Jericho Appreciation Army, and I haven't watched any of that, so it threw me off.
He's got a
The
thing.
only guy I know is
with
Daddy
that.
Magic from that, so I guess
Right,
Jack
right.
Swagger. I was like, was Sammy Guevara a wrestler? I didn't think so.
You had to narrow it down out of the people from the Jericho Appreciation
Yeah.
Society.
Yeah,
Question number 2.
got it.
This professional wrestler competed at Kent State University. After his time at Kent State, this wrestler started showing off in the WWE, winning a
Dolph
total
Ziggler.
of 15.
Oh, that was
That
good.
is correct.
That is good. I was literally mouthing Dolph Ziggler, but I was, that was good. I was mouthing Dolph Ziggler when he said it, but you got me with show off. I figured
That's
you
what
had
got me.
Dolph Ziggler's OVW stint. It's okay.
Yes,
It's quite all right.
So we have us a winner.
Yeah.
What about the last question? If the
Well,
last
did you want to
question-
take it to the third question?
Let's take it to the third question. Who gets the third question is the total winner.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're willing to risk it, Justin, for our
I'm-
amazing
in
guest,
every
Benjamin?
relationship I've been in, I'm ready to risk it.
I love it. All right. I think Alpha died.
Defreeze.
Yeah. I think that means I win. I'm just gonna name people. Kurt Angle. That's correct. Finn Trust wins.
Oh, he I really think he did freeze. So I think we're gonna have to call it into this.
I think Wade froze too.
I'm here. I'm back.
Oh, you just mastered standing perfectly still.
Oh, we got another screen. Oh,
okay.
Alfie.
There we go. Oh my gosh.
There's
I'm
two
so
of you.
sorry, gentlemen. I freaked out. Did you guys already do the last question?
No,
he
there-
texted
no,
me the answer. While you were frozen, he was
Wait,
supposed to text me the answer. He didn't.
That's not all really American-like of you, Mr. Trust. When you're you're cheating, I'm gonna stop myself from cussing at you. So go ahead, Mr.
This is the Benjamin Trust heel turn. It's his Cap Hail Hydra moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that. I don't
It's
like
winning the Wrestle Talk podcast quiz game show.
Let's go.
that. Yeah,
Last question.
his epic Midwest career has come down to this.
I'd say it's quite the run, honestly.
I
This
feel
is
like
the
I'm about
best
to
way
get
to cap it
trounced
off.
0 for 3. You are smart, man.
You got to go out with it. He's
Yeah.
he's getting cocky. You can play into it. Don't worry. Love you, Justin. Question number 3, gentlemen. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
This professional wrestler competed at the University of Minnesota. After his time there,
Brock Lesnar.
he went on to capture
Oh,
championships in OVW,
Ben said
Ring of Honor.
Oh wait.
Oh,
no.
sorry, I didn't hear your answer.
Did
What was
you
that?
Say Brock Lesnar, but I guess not Ring of Honor.
It is not. He proceeded to capture championships in OVW, Ring of Honor, and the WWE. He has teamed with Charlie Haas and Cedric Alexander.
Shelton Benjamin?
Ben got it.
I said
All
it clear.
righty. And ladies and gentlemen,
Shelton Benjamin.
clutching victory from the jaws of defeat, Mr. Extraordinary
Wait
Benjamin
a minute.
Trust, the winner of our
Hold
Wrestle
on.
Talk.
What? No.
There it is, the fanfare. Vincent, I hope you're familiar.
I feel like it's cheating because his last name is my first name.
Hold on.
All right, we got that dispute.
I didn't have to
No
send you the
dispute.
answers or nothing.
No dispute. I have no problem with it. It was Shelton Benjamin, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was.
Oop, okay,
My video.
everybody
cut.
can hear
That's
me.
fine.
That was very
That's
strange.
fine. It's all right. It's okay.
I think I won because of lag, but I'll take it.
No.
You
fine.
won because Justin got cocky and thought you didn't know the answer. No,
Hey, Alpha, I'm gonna
Justin-
come down to Florida and I'm gonna take you to school. Okay.
Oh, God. Okay, then I
thought-
need to change my
I
address.
thought when he said Minnesota, it had to be Brock Lesnar.
Me too.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
But
I
we
just
said
think
Ring of
when he-
Honor.
Well, especially with the
Ring of Honor.
OVW, it's like a red herring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. He won the tag team titles with Charlie Haas for Ring of Honor.
And I forgot about that. So he threw me off with the Ring of Honor thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then he brought it back.
I didn't know that. He did?
No, I knew that. It threw me off. I forgot. Like after I thought of Shelton
2011.
Benjamin, it all came clicking up here. But that's my
That's all right.
first introduction.
That's all right.
to Shelton Benjamin.
Maybe someday I can get the boots back on and I can get my win back. So
I'd love to do it, man. Let's do it. Fun fact about me: first wrestling show I ever saw was a OVW show, and I'm pretty sure Shelton Benjamin was on it. I'm pretty sure he wrestled Leviathan in the main event. So
wow.
I saw Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas defend the Ring of Honor tag team titles at the first television tapings for Ring of Honor in 2011. So
Justin was there for Ring of Honor.
Justin, you're great. I just did a Gabe Spokesley seminar, and he's the guy that decided that they were going to shake hands before and after matches. So
everyone should take a Gabe seminar if possible.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, I gotta go, guys. I'm meeting with some people for training.
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to shout out to your social media so people know where to find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Follow me at Benjamin_Trust on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Trust. I'm on Twitter at Slam United. Yeah, some other jabroni had Benjamin Trust taken. Come see me at the Grandel March 18th. Teaming with Warhorse and Davey Vega versus Tom Lawler and West Coast Wrecking Crew as Team Filthy. Okay, come see me at Pro Wrestling Epic May 6th versus the vet Jack Vaughn. Listen, that show is going to be a banger. There's not a bad match on that card. And May 13th, little things up there. I'm going to win the Bruiser Brody Battle Royale and move on to do great things at Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling. But I'm also going to steal the show that night against whoever Herb decides to have me wrestle. So, listen, I love you all. Thanks for having me. And I'll see you at the next show.
Thanks, Ben. It was great seeing you again. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Well, that was just great.
That was fun. That was a really good interview.
I think we did good. That was awesome. I cut out a couple times, but
cut out a shitload of times.
That's all right. So, all right, man. This has been a great episode of the Wrestle Talk podcast. I mean, all we got to do, before we go, we do have to shout out our sponsors one more time.
Let me read them. I haven't read them in a while. Can I do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the great sponsors by Royal Mills Transportation, by Mr. Dwan Mills, Rathbun Engraving, where you get that wonderful Wrestle Talk podcast mug for just $20, Nobleman's Barber Lounge in Kansas City, Missouri, Kincaid Arcade at the Oak Park Mall, Interstate 70 Sports Media, Little Popeye Designs, where you get that beautiful Wrestle Talk podcast tumbler, and the FWWSC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling group. Bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom.
That was great, Justin.
This has been a really good episode of the Wrestle Talk podcast. We like to thank Ben Trust for hanging out with us tonight. We talked about AEW Revolution. We talked about WrestleMania. I know that won't be our last discussion of WrestleMania because we still got several weeks to go until WrestleMania kicks in. So
we still have a couple more shows.
Yes. So it was great seeing you guys. Justin, you got any final words?
Hey, great show tonight. I had fun with you guys. I don't have a lot of people up here that I'm friends with. I consider this a hangout when I do the show. I love talking wrestling. I love talking shop. I'm looking forward to the rest of the WrestleMania season. Tonight's interview with Trust, I really do believe he's got more to give than just the Midwest. I think he's gonna go above and beyond to take that next step. I'd like to see him do some stuff overseas and just continue to expand his career.
All right, Alpha, final words.
I'm just glad we could all take an opportunity to make it here tonight. Renee's not feeling great, and I mean, even you, Chris, I heard your migraine, it hurts, and like a lot of us are probably in a spot right now. But I'm glad we could all come together and just rave and rant and enjoy wrestling the way we only know how, as a bunch of goobers in our houses with microphones and laptops. It's all we are, but if we embrace it, it makes it cool.
Yes.
So thank you, gentlemen, for another fantastic episode of the Wrestle Talk podcast now in the books.
I want to thank everybody for – go ahead. Justin? Did
Is he-
Justin free?
He might have
free?
lagged.
He's lagging.
Might
He
be.
lagging?
I don't know.
Can I say
Justin?
one more thing? Yeah,
Yes.
can I say one more thing?
You lagged
So,
out there.
I don't know if you know this, Rodell, but back in the day, they had a show. Gabe, I want you to hear this too. They had a show back in St. Louis called The Stranglehold. Brian Stoll. You
Yes,
remember
Brian Stoll. Yes,
the
absolutely.
reason I love doing this show is because it's on a Tuesday night, the same night they used to have the Stranglehold. Gabe, the Stranglehold was a 2-hour FM radio show, FM AM radio show that would discuss wrestling, WWE, WCW, and the St. Louis independent wrestling scene. And I love doing this show because it kind of gives me that same
Vibe.
hint, that same vibe, and I love it. So Gabe, I'm glad you're a part of it. Rodell, it's always good
I'm
seeing you,
honored,
my
man.
friend. And
I'm glad,
we'll talk next Tuesday. Who do we got going next Tuesday?
I
we
have
have-
no. I have
Don't
no.
we have?
I don't honestly. I don't know. I'll have to go look at our notes, but we'll have another great cast. We'll have another great cast. We'll talk about WrestleMania, and Lord knows what will happen before then. So
Yes.
So all right. For the Wrestle Talk podcast, my name is Chris Rodell, the Road Dog, big sexy Chris Rodell. We got Jay Wade, Justin Wade, and we also got the Alpha Gabe here. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you again next week on the Wrestle Talk podcast.